The fact is, we've got to start talking about what we're for and not what we're against. And the reason for that is very, very simple. And it's exactly what I said to CPAC in Chicago in 2012. The reason we have to start talking about what we're for and not continuing to rail against what we're against is because of one simple reason. Our ideas are better than their ideas, and that's what we have to stand up for. And if you need any further example of that, just look at what's going on in terms of what they're for in Washington, D.C. What they're for in Washington, D.C. is to have the leader of the Senate Democrats stand up and rail against two American entrepreneurs who have built a business, created jobs, and created wealth and philanthropy in this country. Harry Reid should get back to work and stop picking on great Americans who are creating great things in our country. And that's typical. It's typical of the contrast between what's happening with governors and what's happening in Washington. And there are lots of examples that I could tell you about, and I am going to tell you about. Governors are about getting things done. Governors are about making government work and keeping government out of people's lives as much as they can. And we've got lots of examples of it. Look at what's happened in Wisconsin with my friend Governor Scott Walker. Scott Walker stood up for collective bargaining reform, and you know what's happened to the teachers union in Wisconsin? Their membership is down 60% because Scott Walker made it voluntary to join the union in Wisconsin. People are voting with their feet.